how can he be outspoken enough to stand up against our watu wanakuja wakitupiga policies? He can't, bro.
But you know when so
yeah, ameba
so good afternoon, guys. Welcome to our live emission where we're talking about the current state of the nation, and as much as we'll be talking about the nation, we'll also be reflecting on the current state of the county. And by my side, I have my two panelists who will be introducing themselves shortly. Starting from my far left.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Sam Munga, but popularly they know me as Bemo. I'm a journalist and a youth activist.
Hey guys, my name is Robin Fondo. I'm a counseling psychologist by profession. I've recently turned activist. Yeah. So I'm also you too. Unavoidable circumstances. I'm one as well. Yeah.
So guys, kindly you can answer. How are you feeling? Like Nyonye, how are you feeling?
My blood is boiling. My blood is boiling. The current state of the nation has me on, let me say, goosebumps 24/7. You can't predict what's next. You know, the other day mara tunadonjo tunadunda mara tunaanguka nayo. Yaani vitu ni mingi msee. Unagodha tena. Yeah. Wow, noma sana. Yeah.
So you're not okay. You're not okay.
We are ready for Tuesday. We are getting ready for Tuesday.
I'm ready for Tuesday.
We are ready for Tuesday.
So talking about Tuesday, I want us to go on a recap. You guys have participated in the protests that have been happening in Kilifi.
Personally, when the protests started, they started in Nairobi, and then on the second day they happened in Mombasa, and I went to Mombasa, and this is what I have according to what happened in Mombasa. We were peaceful from the start, but then after a few minutes the police came. They started tear gassing us, and then they stopped. We negotiated with them. We told them that we are here peacefully. We're just protesting for our rights, and also we're fighting for you guys. I don't get it. A policeman, personally, at Pwani University, in Kilifi, on the first day, I think the second day of protest in Kilifi, that was on a Thursday, the first week. I went there and distributed water to these policemen. And I told them, you guys are my brothers. You guys go through whatever I go through. Nikienda kwa shop mimi nikinunua paketi ya unga 130, wewe juu nikarau utaenda kukozwa pale 70 bob. Those 130 kama mimi. So whatever I'm fighting for, I'm also fighting for you know. But it came to my realization that there are some people, maybe some forces of power who are so much into these protests. Niseme ni kama hizi protests haziwahusu, lakini they feel like we are fighting them, and this is the government. We are not fighting the government, and I want to say this: we are not fighting the government. As a Gen Z, mini Gen Z, we are not fighting the government. I want to tell the government of Kenya, we Gen Z, we are not fighting you, and this is not a matter of the Gen Z only. It is for every Kenyan right now. We just want accountability. We don't want our taxes to be wasted. We need to know, what do you do with our money?
Exactly.
We don't have jobs. It doesn't make sense.
Wake
up. Okay, I want to say this, bro. It doesn't make sense. My father took me to school, preschool, primary school, secondary school, university, and then I'm done with my education. You telling me that I need to travel abroad to go and work as a driver? Does that make sense? I'm an engineer, for instance, or I'm a doctor, and then you're telling me that you want to give me job opportunities to go outside this country, work as a driver. Someone has graduated as a lawyer from the Kenya School of Law, as an advocate, from the Kenya School of Law. You want to take this lady to go work in Saudi as a housemaid? Does that really make sense, bro?
It actually doesn't.
It doesn't. So whatever we're fighting for, we just want tunataka tu sawa vitu zina tu fit mse.
Yeah, back to you, my brother.
Yeah.
Did you participate in the past protests that have been happening? In Kilifi?
Yeah. Defined participation. I was in the forefront. I was actually, but sikwenda zote. I attended the first, was it two or three, and then since I was postponing some activities of mine, they became overwhelming, so I had to take care of my life as well. But I was at the forefront. At first, it was kind of empowering to see many ages, different ages of youth, different occupations coming together for one common objective and goal. And as my brother said, for advocacy, we want advocacy,
Accountability.
transparency, accountability.
That's what we want.
Kuna watu wenye nilikuwa sijaona for almost I think 5 years, but tukakuja pamoja for just one common. You see, yani my exes, enemies of the state. Yani Gen Zs, we don't have tribal. We don't have.
We are
tribal.
leaderless, we are partyless, we are tribeless.
Hata relationships tulieka aside, beef za mtaani tukaweka kando.
Tukatoka streets.
Yeah, you know, I was so empowered is the word. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was amazing. Now, it was a wake-up call for each one of us, I think. Not me, not you, not the people out there. It was a wake-up call. So, yeah, I did take part.
Okay, so since you guys all took part, you saw what happened, you saw what transpired.
Yeah, we did.
I want us to reflect this on the political state of Kilifi County. Leaders not talking about this. The other day we saw our governor in Nairobi giving up for Nairobi youths who the Nairobi Gen Z community for doing what they're doing. Does it mean that he doesn't see what we are doing, he doesn't know that there are protests that have been happening in Kilifi, actually to a point where people are caught?
Let me start. Unajua, it's quite funny. Mimi nilikuwa nikisema nataka tear gas, ile kitu haitaki mchezo. Ulipigwa tear gas.
Nilipata pale Naivas, bro.
Ile kitu unalilia hadi your ancestors.
You guys
nilipata tear gas.
But lakini mimi sidhani kama mlipata tear gas vizuri.
Tuligongwa tear gas.
Mimi niligongwa, nilitoka hadi makamasi. And then for my governor to say we are not doing well. Now let's talk about the choice of our leaders. Unajua, okay. Yeah, our leaders. Let's talk about our leaders and the political state of Kilifi County.
Yeah,
Sindio?
Yeah.
The other day, our governor was speaking about at Vidazini. Tulikuwa tunaongelea story ya Uyombo. It was Uyombo, right?
Yeah,
nuclear plant at Uyombo. This guy couldn't even address himself well. Our dear governor couldn't even form some few words to articulate what's going through his own mind. He needed a piece of paper. He kept on saying two phrases and then he's looking at the piece of paper. He couldn't even describe what nuclear waste is as a governor. I know maybe it's something that cannot haijafundishwa shuleni, si ndio? Lakini there's Google, there's ChatGPT. If something like that, a 500 billion project is going down in your county, you should be well informed. The best thing you could do ni kusema uneka vidole kwa ile kitu ile inapotea. That's the best you could say. I swear. I swear.
You see, it sounds funny, but it's so painful.
So sad.
It's so painful.
That guy couldn't even watch the audience. Yeye alikuwa anaongea, anaangalia tu chini. I have a degree in psychology. Let me tell you what body language means. Body language means that guy is so naive that he can't sit down and have a real talk. You can't talk as a leader, unakaa unaangalia chini ni kama unataka kuchora maps. That guy anavaa kofia at every function he goes to. Haezi hata ongea, anaweka hivi chini ndo. I dare him. Aongee tu one paragraph, an English articulated statement. One paragraph. Haezi. So it comes back to the drawing board and ask ourselves, who are we choosing as the leaders of our county? Now see governor peke, let's look at the MCAs. Our MCAs,
Anyway,
you see, Wait, my dear brother. Let me tell you something. I don't know what we are doing when we pick up our leaders. I won't blame our governors, but I will blame every voter out there, including me. Ron, where were we? Where was that guy doing the campaign? Mtu hawezi ongea hata maneno mawili kizungu. Where tulikuwa wapi? Now if somebody can't address himself in English, ebu anaweza lari nkulize, can he opinionate himself out there, our interests? Can he advocate for our interests?
There's one last week as I was riding, a good of mine came to pick me and take me to work. I asked him about what he feels about the governor, and akasema actually governor Kilifi isifanya kitu bila yeye. And I questioned myself, why will the Boda rider say something like that? And why will the governor be said in that position that he can't do anything without the MP? No. It shows clearly then Kilifi County has no governor per se. We're being ruled by an MP.
The only thing that guy amefanya for his 2 years in office is banning Mokoka. Nothing else. Tell me, babe.
Before we go to that, I would like my brother Ben
just to give my 2 cents concerning the political landscape of Kilifi County. I think most of the leaders. I think the problem. I'll just quote my brother. The problem starts with me. As a voter, I have the problem because you cannot tell me, bro. I will go out of my house at 8 a.m. in the morning or 6 a.m. in the morning, go for a line, vote for someone just because he gave me or she gave me 200 bob. Will that 200 bob serve me for the rest of 5 years?
Or belongs to the ODM party?
No. Now I just want to be open. You know, the political atmosphere of Kilifi County has been drained by one party, and that is ODM. That is ODM. In Kilifi County right now, if you want to make it in the political arena, you must be a member of the ODM.
And speaking about parties, why do these parties bring us down, people? I've been asking this question.
No, let me finish.
And no, just a minute. And with these people, Jambo. So this is what I was saying. These people that are being selected by the parties, we are quite aware that there's a fee for you to be picked to stand for a seat using a party seat. You have to pay.
Yeah,
exactly. Now, I've been having this feeling. This is the reason. This is the cause of the problem, because you can't. A party, when it comes to your society, it's supposed to pick somebody from your society, a choice of the people.
Well,
see,
Larry, I want to say this. In Kilifi County, we elect politicians and not leaders. There is a very huge difference between a politician and a leader. A politician, politics, defines what you get from who, at what time, and what benefit are you getting from that thing. That is a politician. So it's all about bidding. What am I getting? I'm campaigning. I want this seat. Then after that, what am I getting? I spent 50 million to campaign. When am I going to recover my 50 million? Those are the kind of people you are electing, and I'll just be open. You know, we don't have,
even the politicians are.
We don't have to hide these things, man. Let's just call a spade, not a big spoon. We have politicians, not only in Kilifi, but the whole country. We have from the top office. We have politicians and not leaders. Because if you're a leader, you'll have the interests of your people at heart.
They're not only.
Si lazima mtu mwingine atoke na narrative mali kwingine ndio wewe ibebe. Kama unajua kwamba mgoka unatumiza hapa Kilifi, you could have said it kutoka kitambo. Kama unajua kwamba nuclear ilikuwa ni mbaya, you could have said it kutoka kitambo. You know, we should just be honest. We should just be honest with ourselves, and this is the reason as to why elderly people that are more so our parents and those who are ahead of us, they don't like us Gen Zs because we speak the truth. We stand for the truth. Bro, tusidanganyane. Niambie tu wewe kama unajua kitu ni kibaya, kiseme jinsi kilivyo. let us just say things the way they are.
They're not only political.
Now I will another example. There is a certain MP. I will not mention names. I will not mention names. There is a certain MP, and he knows himself, or she knows herself. How can you address people that if you're not going to vote for me, your mothers are going to vote for me? And I want to say this, bro. On August 2027, I personally, I will hold my father with my right hand, my mother on my left hand. I will take them to the polling station. They will vote after vile ambavyo nimewaeducate mimi. Si eti kwa akili yao position zao, no. Nitaambia nani wa kumvotia. Si kura yako ni
maoni yako, kura yako ni chaguo lako.
Kura yako chaguo anyway, because hawezi kuwa una masquerade huko yani una randa tu huko ukiongea vitu ambazo hazi make sense. Another time issue ya Mgoka, I'm a youth activist. I call a certain guy, he's a politician. Nimesema sitawaita leaders, I will call them politicians. He's a politician serving in my home area. I call that guy. I will not call them Mheshimiwa because the result they are honorable about. Yes, allow me to be that. And I'm not being rude. I'm not being rude by them, because there is nothing honorable if you cannot respect. I am the employer, bro. You cannot respect the will of the people. I am the employer. I voted for you, so it means that I'm your boss. I will quote the Constitution, Chapter 1, sovereignty of the people and supremacy of the Constitution. The people, they have the mandate to vote you out if you cannot perform. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Nasema kwamba shall is mandatory.
Yeah.
You know, so I have and may is optional. And I want to say this: if I call you, it doesn't mean that me na lanja, bro. I'm a Gen Z. This is how I dress: a cap, a bag, a t-shirt, a short, and some slides. This is how I dress, but it doesn't mean that sina knowledge hapa. I'm learned, bro. Hawezi niangalia hivi ukanijudge. You cannot do that. So when I call you, it doesn't mean that mimi nataka 50 bob nikanunue jaba, au nataka 50 bob nikanunue msokoto. I don't want that. Nataka tuzungumzie masuala ambayo yanatu affect sisi kama vijana katika kaunti yetu ya Kilifi. Na hapo ndo kuna shida. Then another thing, political atmosphere affect. Shida ni sisi, bro. Sio wanasiasa. Shida ni sisi. Because kama mwanasiasa atakuja hapa, mnasema kwamba mheshimiwa tuko na njaa. Tuangushie. Unakuta yule jamaa ana feel so entitled. Bila mimi hao watu hawezi. That is the problem we're facing, not only in Kilifi but the whole country at large. And that is what we are fighting for right now, because we have to educate ourselves. We need to have these spaces, discuss the constitution, let each and everyone be informed, because you can be educated but not
be informed.
Yes,
very,
there is a difference between being informed and being educated.
Exactly. And talking about that, I want us to narrow down to the finance bill, because it has been the cause of all this stuff. Just because of reject finance bill, we've lost a lot of lives. We've seen a lot of damage in our societies, in our communities, in our surrounding places. A lot of people are abducted. There's a lot of uncivil arrests. And it has painted a bad picture about this movement, to a point that a lot of people are losing sight of this movement. What do you guys see about that?
About the movement?
Yeah, exactly. About how it started, where it is right now, because there's been a transition in this movement.
Allow me to say this. You have started by saying that I personally was at the forefront protesting, and we started peacefully, carrying a phone and a bottle of water. But then what happened? You know, politicians, they have this kind of habit of taking advantage of everything, doing PR shit shows here and there, you know. So how they work the same as the devil. I'm a Christian, bro. I believe in God, and this is how the devil works. When the devil sees an opportunity, a good thing, you're doing a good thing, he will bring someone who will come and behave as if they're supporting what you do. But what do they do in return? They destroy your initial movement. And that is what they did. Unataka kusema si Gen Z ndo tulihaya guns? unataka kusema si Gen Z.
Tuliambiwa pesa yetu tunaingia.
Tuliambiwa tunakuwa funded by Russia.
Hata tulia, wewe kusikia tunaambiwa pesa zetu sisi
ni za wazazi.
Si za wazazi. Pesa zetu sisi ni za kutufikisha Uber.
Tunapanda Uber, tunaenda kwa maandamano, tunachukua videos, tunaenda KFC. Now that is the problem.
That is where our money goes by the.
Hebu sema tena swali yako.
Ngoja nikuelezee. Anataka ana Kenya anajaribu.
He said a lot, so I'm trying to figure out.
You're trying to process.
Yeah.
So let me take this slowly. I wanted us to narrow down to the finance bill and its transition that has been happening.
So is it the finance bill?
We are talking about the transition
let me say this. The transition happened whereby it's no longer protest anymore. It has transitioned to different aspects, different ways, different ventures. But what started it all is the mother of the protests. And let me say this, I would be quick to recommend every youth out there for the good job well done. But as he said, when something good happens, lazima tutatafuta ubaya.
Very true.
But after ubaya, now it worked well, it worked quite well. Now, our politicians are devious in nature. We can all agree to that. No, and it's human nature. But what I would like to add is that as we let me say embrace the new phase. Now we are transitioning into a new phase. Now it's no longer reject the finance bill. It's all the cabinet secretaries must go. They did go, and now we are starting to demand for more and more and more. So as we continue demanding for more and more and more, I think as the message changes, so should our ways. It shouldn't be all about protest anymore. It should be how you walk, how you talk, and how you speak. How you speak. Ukiwa kwa matatu, ongea kimoja kiwili. Ukiwa kanisani, ugusie anye kando yako, mwombe kimoja kiwili. Ukienda kama it's a burial, the same. Spread the message as much as possible. Create awareness. Now awareness is created through memes pekee. Ona, in every platform you get, be an advocate against corruption. Be an advocate against misusing of the public funds. Yeah, be there. It's isishe tu ati every Tuesday ndo unavaa kofia unasema let's reject the regime. No, it should be a 24/7 thing. What you post, what you post, how you talk, when you talk, exactly. It's quick for us kusema tunangojea Tuesday we go for protests, but what does between Tuesday what happens?
Yeah, what happens?
So engage yourselves in forums as much as possible, kama ni Instagram, na nimesema isiachie kwa memes pekee. Kuna watu wenye kwa keyboard warriors, lakini kija kwa ground there's nothing those people can do. Na sasa sahi we don't need that. We want activism at its
I feel kisema we don't need that. We should understand that this generation is based on power and internet, the power of the internet. And as much as we need so much activities in physical, we should understand that. I feel that we should understand physical is hurting us right now.
Listen, don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong. But see ati una text reject kama venye people used to do, reject finance bill alafu unalala. Haifai kuwa hapo unangoja visa hashtag ucheke memes. Ucheke memes na ukonja na dodge tear gas. Haifai kuwa hivyo. Inafaa kuwa equally and transparent as it is. Sasa ndo hao watalala kwa kitandani baadaye hao ndo wajua
okay.
No, the corrupt politicians today. Sasa ni kilemba chengine it's kishisemaje? A wolf in a sheep's cloth.
No, a wolf in a sheep's
yeah, whatever I say. So they're the same people. They're just basically the same people. It's the same people. Juzi niambia unasema reject finance bill, alafu uko quick kujikava na duvet. Alafu unasema Ruto must go, alafu walala. Na sisi wenzako tuko huko nje advocating for your rights. Si poa.
And this is just a wake up call to each and everyone, either in Kilifi, Coast, or around the country. I want to say this. Tokea on Tuesday. tokea on Tuesday, come fight for your rights. We the young
Advocacy and
people,
activism at its
we
best.
the young people, our future is being destroyed, and our future is now. They told us that we are the leaders of tomorrow, but that is the end. We are the leaders of today. We are the leaders of today. We can do it, my people. If
It
Larry can
starts
do
with
it,
us.
then definitely you behind the camera, you watching us, you can do it. If Fondo can do it, then you definitely you can also do it. And I want to say something about this activism, going out for the processes. As you go out, just be responsible. Be a responsible citizen. Do not throw a stone to the police officer. There is another police officer I met, I think 3 days ago. He told me that kuna mtu alikuwa kuna manati anavuta manati anamgonga, so ye pia ikabidi ana fight back. He is protecting himself. So ukitoka pale nje as a citizen, notify that policeman. Yule jamaa yuko pale kukulinda wewe, ambao ni haki yako kikatiba, na wewe pia you have a right kwa hiyo katiba ambayo inakuambia kwamba you should hold peaceful protest.
Yeah, exactly.
Peaceful haimaanishi kwamba uende pale urushe jiwe, na wewe kwamba una protect the rule of law. Police haimaanishi kwamba unaenda pale kurusha tear gas. Ndio kuna wengine ambao wanasema kwamba hakuna maandamano bila tear gas, sio ni mkutano ya chama ya wamama, but maandamano, I think we should have silent protest. This is according to me. I believe this.
Speaking,
We should have silent protest.
Speaking about that, Bemo, I feel you've rushed, but since umetuleta kwa your point, what do you guys think is something that can lead to a peaceful protest? How can a peaceful protest be held? Considering that there are goons among us, there are infiltrators among us, and there are people who instill fears to us each and every day. As much as we want peaceful protest, we see that it's not happening.
Okay.
No. I'll give an example of what happened in the last protest in Kilifi Mnarani. So this is what happened. The peaceful protesters came, took their first round, went till Mnarani and left. While they were in Kilifi, there was something worse happening in Mnarani. People were being robbed. The roads were being burnt, and it was so shitty in Mnarani. Then coming forward towards Kwamango, protesters wenye wametoka Mnarani marching towards Kwamango, wanafika wanapata fireballs zimewashwa kwa barabara. And this is I have been asking myself this question ever since. Probably mnaweza nisaidia kujibu. Kwa hizi protest zote, we've seen police cars, we've seen NIC cars, we've seen them using other magari zenye wanaziba di number plate. Mimi nashangaa mbona gari ya serikali lizibwe number plate mozo ya polisi.
Okay, can I answer you? And now that's where our police force goes through. If you're a policeman, why do you fear putting on your uniform? Why do you fear putting on your official uniform?
Bono vai mask, bono vai civilian, bono zibe number plates.
Yeah, what is the problem? Just use your official car. Tumia gari ya polisi. Just put on your uniform. Nikikuona pale, nitajua kwamba mtu akirusha jiwe akinipiga hivi, there is someone to protect me. Your work is to protect me, simple. You don't have to put on civilian clothes. You don't have to wear a mask. You do not have to come with an AK-47 and fire at us. It's unnecessary. So I want to say this. In this protest, we started peacefully, but then what came? What came next is there were goons, and I'm telling you this: no Gen Z, absolutely none of them hired goons. I can say that with my chest out. None of them hired the goons. But we know deep down around the political circle, because some of the politicians, of course, they want to use these the Gen Z's protest to their own advantage. They will, of course, some of them might end up hiring goons. And I'm saying this, I'm not a prophet, but I know on Tuesday, as we occupy everywhere, on Tuesday, these people are going to come again, these goons. But that should not instill fear in us. If you're a Gen Z, come out. Come protest peacefully. Come fight for your right.
That's me. I would like to say this. You should evolve. You can't conquer the whole world using one weapon. You can't. Ali the Mau Mau, as they were fighting with time to put rest at. Let's evolve. Let's evolve to different platforms. For example, if you did public auditing and accounting, a degree, PhD holder, master's holder, we have Gen Zs who have done their masters as well, their degrees as well, diplomas as well. Sit down with the public audits of our dear MP. Tell us how is our resources used. Tell us, educate us. It's called psychoeducation. Educate us how the funds are used. If not, we have lawyers, we have interns. Let's draft a report. We push them to the judiciary system. Account them for the money lost. Now it's not about haki yetu anymore, since they have found a way of attacking back at us. So I think the best way to handle this all, we should advance. Tutengeze billboard, tuweke mbele ya governor's office, tuone what atasema. Unaona? Let's change our ways. But kama ni protest sai utambiwa there were armed goons among the Gen Zs. They use live bullets. They say we were robbers and killers. So I think it's high time that we evolve as well.
What you're saying is right, my brother. Adding on that, as you're saying that we should evolve. Yes, it's true we should evolve, by the way. But how are we going to evolve? Secondly, to add on whatever you said, there are leaders who voted yes for the finance bill. There are CSS who were fired the other day.
Yeah.
Now, this is my opinion. What if you print billboards of these leaders who voted yes?
Who's gonna finance it? Who's gonna finance it?
No one is going to finance it. We are Gen Z. Tuko na mchanga. Listen, Larry. Larry, let me finish. We have a mchanga. How much did the Gen Z, we Gen Z raise? Around 30 million, isn't it? To pay for the hospital bills for those who are injured, those who are injured, to cater for the bar of those our heroes who our fallen soldiers, you know. So we have the potential. Let us shame them. If you are a CS, you are a former CS, walianguka nayo. Ulimishandle public funds, bro, or sees, mom, Buddha, wewe ulikuwa CS, ukaribu pesa ya mwananchi. Fanya hivi. Si pesa mchanga tengeze billboards. Let us shame them.
You think shaming them?
See kwa shaming them peke yake. Number one, shaming them. Create those come up with those billboards. Put them. Ukipita na gari pale Lare, yule ni CS fulani alikula pesa ya kujenga mabarabara ama alikula pesa ya wagonjwa. Unaona? Another thing, there should be accountability. Now they should be held accountable. Not only just firing them, they should be held accountable. Okay, uliserve kwa Ministry of Health miaka miwili. Kuna hii scandal ilitokea, kuna hii scandal ilitokea. Pesa ilienda wapi? Tuambie pesa iko wapi? So kuhakikisha kwamba we hold these former CSS accountable. And holding them accountable, kuhakikisha kwamba hawa watu wamesema hiyo pesa walifanya nini, kama kuna project, kama kuna miradi walifanya tuione, na kama hakuna pesa ilipotea, they should pay for the law. They should pay for it. I mean, they should face the rule of law. Sawa.
Now,
and then another thing, you know there's been a norm. If you want to make money,
before you continue, I want us to finalize. We have at least 10 minutes each. I want to give you 10 minutes to wrap up. I want to give you 10 minutes to wrap up.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Just to sum up everything, I want to say this. I was reading a certain article. It was I can say it was kind of funny. If you want to make money, become a politician. Yes, but I don't believe that, because these politicians. I'm telling you that since independence, we have been electing politicians and not leaders. I was born the other day. I think that was it 30 years after, or 40 years after independence. I think up 41 or 42 years after independence.
1961.
So they have made some professions to be unbearable. You cannot pay a teacher 17,000 Kenyan shillings. You cannot pay a teacher right now. I can articulate myself. Sikuzaliwa mimi pale kwetu mama akanifunza kuya my views hivi. Ni mwalimu alinifunza. You cannot pay a teacher 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. A teacher is supposed to earn at least 150,000 a month. A doctor sahi nikiumwa hapa au niende kwa protest nikipigwa tear gas ikinirarua lazima niende hapo district kwa daktari anishughulikia. A doctor is supposed to be paid handsomely. Now the politicians, what have they done? They are paying themselves handsomely and then they have made these professions, teaching, medicine, nursing, very unbearable. Because I cannot even pay for my personal needs as a teacher. For instance, they are
speaking
teachers.
Speaking the other day tuliona my interns wakifanya ile kitu waliprotest mpaka usiku.
So unaona sasa they've made those professions unbearable. Say mimi like my dad was saying I want you to be a teacher. Kamwambia no, I cannot be a teacher because mimi nikiwa class 1 naona walimu wana protest. Naona madaktari wana protest. I don't want to be a teacher.
Maandamano kutoka kitambo. We were raised seeing all this shit happen.
Yes. So these politicians, we give them, we vote them in the office, in the public offices. They go there, they make these professions unbearable because they come up with the policies. You cannot allocate yourself an allowance of, let's say, a sitting allowance of 7,000, and then a teacher hakuna sitting allowance anapata kwa pale safro. Huh? It doesn't make sense, bro. Teachers should be paid handsomely. Doctors should be paid handsomely. Nurses should be paid handsomely. Now, like we should come up with policies ambazo hizi elective posts should also be unbearable. Mtu akuwe hatamani kuwa MCA, hatamani kuwa nani MP, hatamani kuwa kama ni president. In fact, right now there was another name, a suggestion that was made. Ilikuwa inasema kwamba the incoming CSs you should hapo kwa salary you should accept a salary of 600,000, not negotiable. Kama utaki wewe uende na hiyo ndio
unapatia 600,000. Amoni bado pia ni pesa mingi, wanafanya nini sana?
At least mimi this is what I was suggesting. Mimi the next government hapo itakuja through I think this TSC wanafaa kupeleka TSC, is it not TSC but not Kenya National Union of Teachers wanafaa peleke nani wapeleke malamisha. I think they are MPs
every time they've been
we need to come up with new policies, bro. I'm not a teacher, I'm not a doctor, but I have a brother or a sister or a friend who is a teacher or a doctor. These people are suffering. Teachers wanakufa na loans bana. Tusijifanye toni hizi vitu. Mwalimu madaktari hapa wanakufa na stress. Anaenda huko anafanya 48 hours. Alafu unataka umpatie 70,000 stipend. What is that? Mtu ametumia 5 million kusoma, unataka kumpatia 70,000 stipend. Hiyo ni madharau. It's like spitting on your face, bro. It doesn't make sense. If you want to become an MCA, you should be ready to take a salary of 100,000. An MP, you should be ready to take a salary of 200,000, boy. In fact, these MPs and MCAs, they should not be earning more than teachers and doctors. I'm very mad. Thank you.
Nice. Yes, naitaka Tuesday. Let us go. Yes, mimi naitaka Tuesday. Yes, mimi naitaka Tuesday.
No, masana. Well, my fellow youth here has spoken a lot.
Amesema ni Gen Z, usimuite hiyo.
Mimi ni Gen Z
mwenzangu.
I'm only 22.
Well, what I have to say is Gen Z has awoken a lot. We have woken a lot of demons. Hadi mimi sikujua niko nao. Sikujua I'm supposed to be an activist as well. So with this political uplift, a lot has transpired, a lot has transformed. Now, one thing that has been clear is the government structure, how rotten it is. You see, now let me talk about the cabinet secretaries and how incompetent they were. Now, I won't be afraid to mention names.
Mention them.
I won't be afraid.
If you want to mention if you want to mention Murkomen, tell him.
To be honest, I wasn't even politically active or aware as I was. So, when I learned that I'll be in such a space, I wanted to know more. Now listen, guys, listen. The cabinet secretary of agriculture and livestock development.
That guy pissed me off, bro.
Mythical Inturi.
Aliuza mchanga, bro.
I didn't even know fake fertilizer exists.
Alafu kuna bloggers wengine odu kama Itumbi is coming to kulikuwa na yule madam wa NTV alikuwa amededi. Yule reporter NTV alikuwa amededi. Anasema pale eti hakuna serikali kuuza fake fertilizer. tuliwaambia kuna fake fertilizer, and then unaona through African Census by there Jonah Lanam was doing a very good job. Unaona mtu hii ni fake fertilizer. This is diatomite, mchanga diatomite from Kariandusi. They are distributing all over. They want to,
now listen,
you know, one thing,
distribute free ama walikuwa nauza 2000.
Walikuwa nauza. So 2500. You know one thing this government of the day is doing right now. They want to finish us completely, and it is not through the government. Kuna watu hapo nyuma using the government as a scapegoat. You know bro, let me tell you one thing. If you want to control people, control what they eat. That's why they sold fake fertilizer. Alafu unasikia utakuuzwa fake fertilizer, sijui tutashika kina nani, sijui tutafanya uchunguzi. Uchunguzi gani bwana? Continue my brother. Linturi sold us fake fertilizer. Not fake fertilizer. Linturi sold us mchanga.
That's okay. Honestly speaking, that's not the only thing that he's faking. But I was so surprised. How can you fake fertilizer? Cow dung. How can you even? Where do you find fake fertilizer? To my knowledge, it came to me that the guy is also faking even his academic certificates. This guy has faked his way through life. This guy is a faker and everything.
Come up again.
He has faked even his academic certificates. He is the epitome of fake it till you make it.
Maybe he's also fake. Maybe he's not Franklin Lee.
Listen
Maybe
to me.
Maybe he's someone else.
UN called him out. UN terminated his degree. Turns out this guy has a degree. He's an accountant. Now, what is an accountant doing in
agriculture
docket? What does he know? Maybe that's why he's even selling fake fertilizers.
The Constitution,
he doesn't even know the
Constitution
difference.
is very clear.
He doesn't even know the difference.
This is
now,
important.
I wanted more tea. So I went to them. Where will you find it? Of course, on the internet. Straight to the website of Ministry of Agriculture.
Huh?
It's not even functioning. The website is not even functioning.
It crashed a long time ago.
Now,
nobody is following
I
up
got
on this.
way eager. I was like, let me now dig deep. Let me to the next. To our very own Aisha Jumwa. Now listen. Aisha Jumwa is the Cabinet Secretary of Gender, Culture, Arts and Heritage. I sat down and asked myself, a whole ministry for just arts and heritage. We're supposed to have like 100 museums in Kenya then. What is that docket stands for? I was like, that's a lot. So I went, curiosity. Let me look at this person's academic certificate. Listen, she has a diploma and certificate in governance. I even didn't know what that stands for.
A diploma and certificate
in governance. What is
actually
governance?
No,
is there a
the
cause
fact is
of
it's
governance?
a diploma.
Listen, my brother. Then a degree in leadership management. Now it got me thinking. Maybe she's reasonable. If she's that learned as she says, maybe it's reasonable. Let's look at what she has done. Let's look at arts and heritage. My point of view was specifically, okay, gender. We all know gender. The government will push all the attention on pads. I don't know if pads it's all about gender. Gender, ukitajia mtu gender, hadi pads. Anaona msichana, pads. Nothing else, nothing more. Even if you look back at the Ministry of Gender, Culture, Arts and Heritage, just look at their page. Pads donation. The
orphanage visits.
Pads. So the
okay,
first part.
Umesema hapo kwa page yao wanadvocatea pads, and they wanted to tax the pads.
A whole ministry is advocating against pads.
Because that's what they eat.
Listen to me.
We have a long way to go as Kenyans.
There's culture, there's the culture part, and there's arts and heritage, right? She is from coast. Now, ingekuwa vyema kabisa angeanzia nyumbani. Look at our Kaya elders. There's land grabbing. Kaya forests zinakuwa land grab.
Hata public lands zinakuwa grab.
That's not culture and arts and heritage, bro. I'm talking about our culture.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Kaya elders, they're facing deforestation. Where is Aisha Jumwa? The only thing we know about Aisha Jumwa is the only time we see her is when she's attending cabinet meetings. We don't see her anywhere.
Near Coast region.
Listen. Let's go to the next one. Ababu Namwamba, youth affairs and sports. Ababu huyo ameshinda Nairobi gossip career yake nzima. Acha tuende into details. What's the most common sport in Kenya? Football. We won't argue with that. Achana na public media.
Tunangoja Harambee Stars.
Achana public media let's do athletes wanaenda sijui London sijui nini. That's PR. We know well. Okay, we do perform well, but that's PR. Let's look at the issues at hand. Let's look at football at large. Kenya League, Kenya National League. Last champions, it was the Tusker. You know how much they awarded for winning the Kenya National League? Only 2 million Kenyan shillings.
Those are
2
peanuts.
million.
Those are
2
peanuts to
million,
such a
bro.
club.
What's the ministry doing about it?
Wako wangapi kwanza? Wagawe hiyo
2
pesa yote.
million.
Kitamboishe kila mtu anakula kama kitu
You spoke about Harambee Stars. Mariga the other day said allowances, the average football player at Harambee Stars when they called together for training is 750.
Hiyo ni fair.
Fair Nairobi
utafika hata mafuta, si ndio?
Listen to me. Listen. Yeah. I'm not done. That's Ababuna Mombo for you. Let's go to Salim Mpuria. Salim did a degree in business and management.
Mwana biashara.
Where is he?
What is he doing
Masters in social change. Blue economy.
Anafanya nini hapo?
Let's go. Susan Nakumicha.
Wewe mwanamume anasikia aliambia wana Nakumicha mani penina.
Susan Nakumicha has a Wikipedia describes her as a logistics expert. Now, she has a fake degree in procurement, a fake master's in supply chain and management, a fake PhD in business management. This girl faked.
She faked her way up.
She made it.
I even questioned myself, what am I doing? What am I doing? Now listen. Let's look at something else. You see, the former CSs, as my dear brother said, they are supposed to be accountable. But where does it stop? My point is, it shouldn't stop. If there is a debt to be paid,
They have to pay.
Each property of theirs should be taken back by the government and sold for us to pay those debts. This is my take. You know, when you ask us what's the implication of this finance bill, it has awakened demons that we never thought we had. Listen to me, guys. If for you to understand how the country works, you should be well informed about the Constitution. The Constitution governs every office we have in the national government. Not the legislature, not the executive, and not everything, and not the judiciary. Now listen to me, guys. I asked myself, what's this Constitution? It turns out it's an act of law, different set and forms of laws. Then I asked myself, what are laws? Exactly. Let's dig deeper.
That governs the country.
Exactly. Now listen to me, bro. Listen to me. Where did this law come from? Where are the sources of law? Right? Where are the sources of law? Then, one of the major sources of law that form the Constitution is something called the common laws. Common laws were brought hereby with the British. Yeah. Now the British, when they came, they masqueraded it with they were rescuing us from, let me call it slavery, cannibalism.
They were saying cannibalism.
Yeah.
They're saving us
They
from
were
ourselves.
really bad.
Now listen to
Because
me.
that's what I get.
Yeah.
That's what I
So
get.
common
Saying
law-
they're saving us from ourselves.
So common law was they kept that point up ambele. And then what they forgot to mention was that common law gives power to those who have power already.
Exactly,
Common law, there's something called, there's a principle I'd say you can replace flesh with prices. No, pound for a flesh. You get? Whereby, if right now I come and kill your son, my brother, I can pay you, and that story ceases to exist. You see? So,
No, that's crap.
na si hapo pekee, it continues. They can talk about it again and again. But what they did, they masqueraded the common laws with some foolish things. That want to embassy, the Indians, what they are used to, there's something called the Haitis with the Indians. Whereby,
No, I will.
if listen,
Finish and then I think I'll add something.
if your daughter, if let's say I have a wife, if I die, my wife is supposed to be burned to death with me. So they wako quick sana kuweka pombele so that you can accept their bullshit. Now when people started, their knowledge started opening up, it came another form of, it's called a form of set of laws called doctrine of equity. When doctrine of equity was placed, there was something that we thought it would transpire our lives and transform our lives, whereby everything would be equitable and justice. But as we now are seated right here, that's not in place at all. The constitution is failing to be put into mandate. Now let's look at doctrines of equity. What does doctrines of equity really say? With the whole, and mind you, bro, if you take a very good look at it, it represents not only the massacre going on, but the injustices that have been taking place, to the masquerading of funds, public funds, everything at all. Let's just look at doctrines of equity. Now, doctrines of equity, the set of laws whereby equitable and justice was put accountable at forefront. No. Now, listen to me, my brother. Remedies were offered. One of them was accountability. But Sahi, there is nothing like that portrayed in its table. Ruto is asking us, what's next? Raila natuliza, what's next?
We need a dialogue, really.
We don't. Follow the damn constitution.
You know what we want.
We know it wants. It's
follow
there.
The constitution.
Maxims
Respect
of
the
equity.
Rule of law.
Look at the maxims of equity. Justice delayed is not justice. It's
justice
there.
Denied.
It's justice denied. It's there. You see, justice belongs to the people. Fairness and equality for all. It's there. It's just there. But let's not pretend to be blindfolded not to see. If you guys want to know what's next, look at the maxims of equity, and then you come back and ask me. Those CSS, that's unconstitutional. The office of the First Lady, unconstitutional. It shouldn't be
Prime
there.
Cabinet Secretary is also unconstitutional. In fact, right now, Musalia Mudavadi is not supposed to be in office. Musalia was supposed to be fired.
But then you guys see the smiles they give. Uliona smiles zao na Gachagua after CSS wamekuwa dismissed.
Musalia amesalia. Umesalia wapi?
Equality should be equal. We don't have to die for equality to injustice to prevail. We don't have numbers. Massacre in Kidzurai, it doesn't matter if it's 200, it doesn't matter if it's 2, it doesn't matter if it's 1.
A massacre is a massacre.
Even a killing, it's a killing, bro. 5 people in Rwanda would have died. The uproar has been high.
At this point, I want you guys to speak about the resignation of the IG. Do you think it has something to relate to the current bodies in that?
No. Before I talk about the resignation of the IG, I want to add something on whatever my brother Fondo has said. My brother has said about the constitution, how it was formed. You've talked about the common laws and the doctrine of equity. It also came to my realization that we borrowed a lot from other countries.
Yeah.
You know, history devolution, history kuna counties, governors, they borrowed it from USA. Yeah. History story ya CDF wali borrow from India. And I can say this about devolution. Devolution, it did not devolve the services, it devolved corruption. Before we think about even ousting Ruto out of office, we should be thinking about ousting these governors out of office. There is a lot of corruption that happens at the county in the county governments.
You can't.
A lot of corruption.
Bursaries ya 10k lakini mtu anakuambia umpe 3k ndio akupe 7, ikwe 7. That shouldn't cease to happen. Now let me tell you something else. There's a difference between when CDF was implemented, it was because we couldn't wait for the executive to deal with things at hand.
Now I will second the suggestions of who is this Eric Omondi. I think I told you that we borrowed a lot from other countries. For instance, the CDF came from India. History and devolution katoka USA. And this is what I'm suggesting. I think we need to do away with we need to reduce the number of counties actually, and we need to do away with MCAs and women. I don't know the importance of MCAs actually, or what is the importance of women reps. 47 women in parliament, plus nominated members. They cannot reject the finance bill based on this sanitary pass. They wanted to track the sanitary pass, and them they are women. They are using the same pass, and they are there seated.
And some are nominated.
Yeah,
not even picked.
Yeah. What are they doing?
Guys, can you talk something about the women reps? Because these guys have not stopped shit.
Okay. Mimi. This is what I.
Rep wapi ameongelea history.
This is what I.
Wetu I
saw Mbeyu talking about alisema kwamba yeye alikuja ground watu wake wakasema kwamba hawataki finance bill so wakavote because watu wake wamekata kudos na sieti nampigia debe Mbeyu by the way sieti nampatia sifa that is what you supposed to be doing ndo kazi ulikuajiri sieti ni tumemwajiri bana Mbeyu tumekuajiri so going back to the main point about the resignation of the IG I think that is just a PR. You know, our government is a government of propaganda. That is just this PR. Because what are you going to do? Watu walipigwa marisasi hapo nje ya parliament, watu wameshutiwa huko streets ya Nairobi. Si hata kuna boys alishutiwa hapa Kilifi.
Not really. We never had a shooting.
Who is that? Was it tear gas? Who is not Kilifi? Sorry, not Kilifi.
Malindi and Mombasa.
Mombasa, I was talking about Mombasa. There was a boy.
Mombasa we did less for tulipoteza mtu mmoja.
Unaona? Someone was shot. So all those hiyo damu itamwangukia. So what should I do? Should just resign? But before I say I shall resign. So it means that mkono wa sheria lazima mfuate. So the best thing ambayo inaweza happen sahi ni umse kwa arrested. He's supposed to be arrested.
Now, mind you, the firing of the CS, it was unconstitutional as well.
Yeah, it was very unconstitutional. You just can't fire the whole.
You know that.
How would you wake up and fire the whole?
Exactly. What are you planning to do with our country? Me, I've been asking all these questions.
It's unconstitutional as well.
Like, what do you want to do with our country?
Kama una wa CS.
And then also there's a very big imbalance of power.
I think I have something to say. I think I saw another clip which was saying that I was never employed until I was voted as MP for Eldoret. So it means that Ruto.
So alikuwa anafanya nini
kwa unajua you're doing business.
Yeah.
Are you doing business?
I am.
I do business. So as a business person, kama una biashara, you always think about making a profit. How to make your business work.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, running a government is like doing business. How am I going to make this government work? How am I going to build this?
Considering it's a business that has over 50 million people.
Now
50 million employers.
Employers.
Some are employers.
Yeah, exactly, you have 50 million employers. Now you have to think, how am I going to run this government? And you know, if you're not good at business, it will be really hard for you to.
Lakini si mtu alisema alikuwa hustler, aliuza kuku, alikuwa na nini hapo?
Mimi sijui sikuwa. Yeye alisema huyu mseme for psychology. Mtu akikwambia hiyo ni hearsay, si ndio? I cannot second it because mimi sikumuona, siko hapo. So I want to say this. I think we should run away from a government of doing PR to a government of showing us the real work.
That's the difference between our MP and Peter Salasia. I am a fan of Peter Salasia. Peter Salasia has an incredible PR team, but his words speak with actions pia. What that guy is doing, Votie bro, I'll scrutinize you hadi how you walk, Votie. Let me tell you something, Larry. Una hata sahi the state of our current governor, the way he operates things. Una we could have been able to dictate it from back then, but we couldn't. We were busy tunapewa shati zodi.
Are you blaming us?
We have are we blaming
Okay, I will tell you something. Not blame the Gen Zs, by the way, because a lot of the Gen Zs wengi hawakuwa na IDs.
Mimi nilikuwa IBC pale
ulikuwa clerk?
I was a clerk. Unaona? Sasa sikuwa plus mimi acha niombe ukweli. Hii finance bill ilikuwa nyuma sababu najitafuta sasa. Umeelewa? Back then I was under my parents' feet. Sasa nikisikia venye natafuta mzee, napata salary ya 30, napata salary ya 30k yakatwa nusu mzee. Hiyo kitu liniuma. But back then let me not call it. It was true. We
had a shield.
We were in a protected I was ignorant. Sikujua huko nje venye ni kumoto. But as I was coming to my point, our leaders in Kilifi County, you know, we sisi kwa streets tunajua mengi kuhusu mapenzi yao kuliko hata kazi zenye Exactly. Every 3 months Twitter Kilifi ina trend nini ina trend, funds inaibiwa, mipango ya kando ya wa leaders, nothing.
Anyway, it's not a laughing matter actually.
It's not a laughing matter. It's quite
matter.
sad.
Yeah, it's very painful.
Policies are not being implemented. Our MP ni kuzunguka tu shule akisema nitanunulia basi. Besides that, there's nothing.
But I saw an article where the MP of Kilifi County alikuwa anasema anapatiana reasons why he voted yes, and the article was full of president's promises.
No,
Let's talk about it.
Before endele, ukiona kulikuwa na during this, let me call it an uproar, public dark days, we got a chance to glimpse the audit reports of our dear MP. Red flags kila mahali. Red flags. Shule yenye julikana ilijengwa 2018 sasa ndio amalizwa. Red flags kila mahali, but we are not that well informed to know that this guy is a walking ticking bomb.
Yeah,
so mimi my point ni hivi. Fast thing.
You're saying that one day he's going to explode.
He's already doing so. Na
kama anaweza jaza reasons yake kuvote yes ni because of
90 million funds za kujengewa a factory. Factory bro unajengwa wapi na 90 million? 90 million ni pesa.
Wajua by the while I was reading that finance bill, in a way to curb the importation of edible oil, yeah? They were to give 90 million like a subsidy. It is not a subsidy.
Guys, can you end this and then go on a break?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So just because of a technical issue, let us go on a break, and then we'll come back.
Fresh. Vote wisely. Yeah.
Na mkituona Gen Z tumevaa hivi jamani, tuko na information to dharau. Leo ni weekend, so nikitoka hapa naenda kanisani. Si unajua tena kanisani ni wapi?
That's part-time advocates.
Sawa. We are coming back guys in a few time.
Say time ya songa wasema getting back. Hata una miss calls hapo.
Naona mademo ananipigia simu anataka nini ya?